Welcome back to Glenedenautoelectrical. What do you do when you want to refresh your 79 Holden Ute? You put in one of these. Okie dokie, so Matt, we're going over this Holden Ute today.
Yeah.
What was the brief for this one?
Basically this vehicle's come to us from another workshop.
Yep.
And they want us to wire the engine for them.
And not just the engine though, is it? It's pretty much the body and everything.
We're starting with the engine, but the system we're installing is capable of running the whole vehicle.
Yeah, okay. So I've seen a few interesting things on here, like there's electric water pump going on, injectors, all that sort of stuff. Tell me about how you're going to tie all this stuff together, or what you've been doing.
So it's LS1 has got a later model LS2 drive-by-wire throttle body, it has an electric water pump, radiator fan, and we're going to run all of it off the Haltech Nexus R5.
So you've got a lot going on, but I'd probably say that you're not using every output, are you? Input and output on the Nexus.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Nexus R5 has an abundance of functionality that for this relatively basic application at this stage, it's going to see some changes in the future.
Okay. You've also got a really big, well, they've got a big alternator on there as well. Is it drawing a lot of power?
At this stage, like I say, the car doesn't have a massive amount of electrical accessories. Other than the headlights, the fan, the water pump, it's probably about it for the massive consumers.
Yep, yep. Wow, okay. A lot of wires, but more wires are on the inside, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot on the inside at the moment.
Let's take a look. Every single one of those has to go somewhere, right? Or are you going to remove a lot of these wires?
We've actually already removed one whole connector off the ECU, which is for injection channels 9 to 18 and ignition channels 9 to 12, because we simply don't need them in this application.
Yep.
Also the dual lambda on board, the second lambda circuit is in that connector. At this stage the vehicle's not having lambda control, knock control, bits and pieces like that.
Now a lot of people would probably be intimidated by seeing this many wires and having this level of functionality in a vehicle, but this is day in, day out stuff you do all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty standard sort of stuff. Most of what we need to do is just focus on what we do have, what we need to make work.
Yeah.
Think about what future options are going to be required.
Yeah.
And yeah, work accordingly.
So now it's obviously a PDM as well, or a power distribution module. That makes life a lot easier as well for actually seeing if things are working, things are safe, within the right range and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the PDM side of the Nexus, which they refer to now as a VCU, so a vehicle control unit rather than an engine control unit.
Oh yeah.
The functionality of solid state electronics is beyond what switches, relays, fuses and circuit breakers could ever hope to achieve. So for a simple example like the tail lights blowing because the wires have shorted out while you drive over a bump or something like that, an intermittent fault, the Nexus will actually reinstate power to that circuit if the short event has recovered.
Yeah.
And you can choose how many times it will retry to reinstate the circuit that has a fault. You get to have total control over how much current that circuit should use.
Yeah.
What the fuse trip current, etc. is.
And you can run things like your fuel pumps and stuff with it happily?
It's running directly the fuel pump, the water pump, the radiator fan.
Which are high load items.
Yep. They call very high current outputs. There's 4 of those that rated for 25 amps continuous.
It's a lot of juice.
It's plenty of juice.
And then up on the dash here I see we've got a control panel as well.
Yep, the keypad.
With the keypad what you can do is you can assign this to any function with the Nexus as well.
Absolutely, and it has the benefit of status and warning lights.
Oh, so, right.
Yeah, when you hit the button, you can have it turn on green so that you know it's working.
Yep.
It could be flashing, it could be showing red if there's an error on that circuit. etc.
And you've got all those little wee, lovely wee
Yeah,
stickers
man,
down there.
we've got the cool little decals, flux capacitor, Mario mushroom,
Bin,
send it.
send it. And so, page up.
Page up for power is in there somewhere.
I was joking, but yeah, wow.
Well, it literally is page up for power.
That's awesome. Something I saw on this that was just a little bit different is the sequential shifter as well.
Yeah, something unique. So we get to wire that in, so we get the current selected gear display up on the IC7 dash as well.
Yeah, so IC7 is in here, it's still got its sticker on it, so that'll be going soon. This is obviously an older vehicle, and normally it wouldn't have this level of technology in it. But does it make your life a little bit easier, just starting from scratch, tidying it all up, you know, no more old wires?
Yeah, so quite often with old stuff, you can change the connections at either end and repurpose wires to do what you want to do with them. But I mean, in the case of something that's 50 odd years old, you can't tell what's under the tape halfway down the chassis,
Yeah.
what kind of dodgy repairs it's had in the past, or
Corrosion on wires and that sort of stuff.
absolutely accidents that are waiting to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll be looking forward to seeing this when it's running, and on the track, see how it performs. I assume it'll go on the track at some point.
I assume it's going to do some sort of skids or racing, some kind of misbehaviour.
So what else have we got going on?
We've got the twin turbo HQ here, which we've had to abort. Shortly after we got it running, we shut it down because it had no oil pressure.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so unfortunately for the owner, the oil pump drive here is almost totally destroyed.
They're not supposed to make a rattling sound, are they?
No, they're not supposed to not turn when the camshaft's trying to drive them too.
So this will be a blow-through twin turbo setup,
Absolutely.
big MSD box. That's where all the where all the smoke goes, eh? The electrical smoke.
Yeah, hopefully it stays in there.
Yeah, right.
Next up we've got a Ford F1. Somewhat surprisingly powered by a Toyota 1UZ.
That is a bit of a Frankenstein, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So what's the deal with this one? You just wiring it up, getting it going?
It does run. It's still got the factory Toyota engine management going on.
Yep.
We're looking at replacing that with a Haltech unit and taking control of the automatic transmission as well.
So 950, kind of like my one, or 550?
Not 100% sure yet. We need to find out exactly what the transmission needs as far as input output to make it work correctly.
Ah,
and
right.
obviously run the engine as best as we can.
So still the auto in here as well.
Still the Toyota Auto Trans, yes.
Yeah. 4 cams? I don't get it.
4 cams and no turbos, sadly.
Cool. Look forward to seeing this going. And then, yes, they are rare, but clearly not around here.
We found another one.
You found another one, and this quite has a California plate on it still as well.
It's been in the country about 4 weeks.
Oh, so it's fresh.
Fresh as a daisy.
So, similarities to your one, differences to your one.
Not many differences. Mine was originally yellow too.
I bet it didn't have yellow castings though, did it?
Mine didn't have yellow engine plates, no. Thankfully.
And this one, you're just going to get it wired and make it go.
Yes, we're going to put upgraded headlights in it with the correct pattern for a right-hand drive scenario.
Yep. Gosh, it is showing it shows its age, doesn't it? But I mean, what do you expect? That's tar matting, isn't it? That.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And it looks like it's got a new exhaust going in or something happening.
First order of business when it came off the boat was a fresh exhaust system.
And are they the bits in the back of it? Are they?
Yeah, the remains of what it arrived here with are hanging out in the truck.
Can you tell me about them? What they look? Yeah.
Look like mufflers on mufflers on mufflers.
How do you make a rotary quiet?
5 mufflers.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's incredible. Well, it's not even a P port, is it?
No, I don't even think it's a Bridgeport. But yeah, it actually sounds quite nice.
Yeah. And here are those electrics that you're talking about changing over for the lights.
Yep, upgraded bulbs, nice semi-sealed housings so that when they do fail, you only have to replace the bulb, not the whole assembly like they did way back when.
Yeah, totally. I don't know what I think about the canary yellow. This is a factory colour though, eh?
Yes, I think it's called flare yellow.
Yeah, it's got some flair.
Plenty of patina though, it will look pretty cool with some vintage sign writing on it.
And I won't talk much about this, but you're still doing work on the starlet as well.
Yeah, so the brakes have finally arrived. We've
Because you've been waiting on overseas shipments, haven't you?
yes.
Yeah.
Engine's out, so we can put a oil return from the turbocharger into the sump.
What am I looking at? This here? There.
Yes, big block Toyota 4AGE.
Work's still happening here. And
Yes, we've only just been able to restart working on it during the week.
and again, you're a victim of the international parts delays, pretty much, aren't you?
Yeah, we're one of the last links of the chain. Can't do much about the bits we need.
Yeah. So thank you to Matt for showing us around the 79 Holden Ute that he's putting the Nexus in. If you want to learn more about getting Haltech or anything installed, where can they find more details?
Check us out at glenedenautoelectrical.co.nz.
Yep, there you'll find all the details. Give them a buzz, get it sorted out, get it done. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again in another 4 weeks. Bye.
See ya!